Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's going? Come on, transition. Baby, what, what, what? Stop. Okay, so we starting it off with a bang. What's good, peoples? Welcome back to Next Bus, Please. I am your host, your boy Blunt, and we are live. So, you know the train wreck, how the train wreck starts, and that's how we starting it so far this year. I don't have a introduction type video yet. I'm gonna have to work on that. Um, Probably be about next 2 weeks or so. But let's start off. I have my it's not apple juice today. This is just regular coffee. Saludos. Oh God, that's great. Anyway, let's get the show started. Uh, I wanted to ask you guys, first of all, for the three of you guys that's watching, I need anything from the store? No, but I wanted to ask you guys because Mondays for me is doable, but I think we could do a different day to put the show on. I kind of feel like Sunday is probably the best, but I'm gonna leave it up to you guys to see what we could work out because I think Mondays for me is a little hard. But now that I've got control of the ship. I want to make it a little easier for myself because Mondays I have dialysis and it's hard to get back up after doing that and doing this show. But I mean, I could do it. It's not that much of a problem. But why put myself through a lot of trouble when I could now you want some chips when I could do it like a I think Sundays is kind of cool to do the show. But I'll let you guys. We could keep it Monday. It's fine if y'all don't want to switch it. We'll stay Mondays. But I kind of feel like Sundays is a better day, or Tuesday or Thursday, because those days I don't have much to do. So I'll let you guys put in the comments which day you think you would rather watch the show on. For those who watch it after the live, it doesn't really matter, right? Because it's after the live. But I like to interact with you guys, so I want to have as much eyes on here as possible to keep me talking. Yeah, so I have a couple of things I want to bring up today, as far as the show is concerned. Um, and something that we had talked about maybe not last week because I missed last week, and I apologize to you guys for that, but it was just crazy. But yeah, the turnstiles, right? The turnstiles don't seem to be working out, right? They have if you watched yesterday, which was Pete's farewell performance, excuse me, shout out to Brooklyn Pete. We discussed this a little bit about the turnstiles and how there's a guy out there who's been on social media, uh, showing people how easy it is to jump the turnstiles, so to speak, without jumping the turnstiles. One of the videos, it shows him just waiting for somebody to exit. The door's open. He walks right through. There's other videos out there with because they seem to be a couple of different turnstiles that they're trying out. There's one where the turnstile has like this fin on it, so you can't just step over it, and then on the side it has like these jagged edges, so you can't climb. They climb right over it. And actually, there's an article that's out there right now. Actually, the news covered it that this little girl got her head stuck in the turnstiles. You know, the one with the glass that flips, that closes and opens like that, and she was seriously hurt. And it actually made the news. I'm gonna post a link to that in the description. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it. But it was just, it's not working out for them. And the guy that I was talking about earlier, they're suing him for showing people how to hop the turnstile. And as you recall my conversation yesterday, if you watched it yesterday, excuse me, um, I was like, they shouldn't be trying to sue him. You know, he's just pointing out the flaws in their system. Well, they should actually hire that guy and bring him into the process, the buying process of, you know, let the people shop to the transit heads, shop to the, you know, and when they show them what their product is, have him come before they pay and test it out and see how foolproof it is, and he could show them not to waste their money because they wasted about $10 million of that on these turnstiles, and they're crying broke because they're just hemorrhaging money for no reason. There's people out there that can help them instead of suing them. Take them in, uh, give them a job. They could pay him $100,000 just to do his job every year or whatever, and that saves them the 10 million that they're losing right now. So I kind of feel like the math is mathing right there, right? But I think it's just ridiculous that they're trying to sue him, and that brings me to our governor. You know, she had she's been our governor has been very busy this in 2025. She has been using the power of the pen, guys. Wait. Before let me. Yeah, she's been using the power of the pen. Um. And she has been vetoing a lot of stuff. In 2020, I think it's 140 something vetoes she used. Hold on. Yeah, check it out. In 2025, what up, A? Anthony, what's going on, man? In 2025, she has, where's she at? Vetoed, yeah, 140 of 856 uh, laws in New York. And they said that's the most that she's has ever done since being governor. Which I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But the reason I'm pointing that out, of course, should be the obvious, is that one of those were the 2-man train operation for transit. You know, um, which I really would like to hear from you guys about that. So you can see that says the good government groups brisked at those decisions, but celebrated others, including her veto of the bill that would have required every subway car to be operated by at least 2 people, and another that would have carved out parts of the Bronx Co-op City from bus lane enforcement cameras. I really would love to hear you guys' opinion on what she's doing, because her vetoing a law that would have kept 2 people on a train. Uh, all right, so I could see where she's probably thinking, and I don't want to go into other people's heads like that, but I could see where she's probably weighing out the issues of technology that is taking away positions. Right? They're phasing out certain positions, and it's not just transit; it's all jobs everywhere. When I was a theater manager, um, technology phased out the projections. They were very upset about that, and I don't blame them. They were getting $25, $26 an hour to run a projector booth when their workload has shifted dramatically from being extremely dangerous to not dangerous at all. You know, and people may be wondering why. It's because the old projectors had what they call xenon bulbs, which was these big bulbs that got extremely hot and they were volatile. And they had to deal with that because it could explode. And it was just crazy. And not only that, they didn't have one full reel like they don't even have the reels anymore, but they did. They went to these 3-tier systems where the whole movie was laid out on a platter and you had to switch. It was a hard job. You know, you had to work. It was a laborer's job, and it got to the point where you're not doing all that stuff. You don't even have to deal with the xenon, but you still have to deal with the xenon bulbs, but in a different manner. They were more safer than they were, and it was just simple. And then came the digital technology where you don't have to use reels at all. You just put in a CD, a DVD, or whatever. Yeah, it was. Yeah. My man Troy. Forget it. May he rest in peace. One of my good buddies I used to work with. We became supervisors together. We rose up in the ranks. And he ended up going off to be management, and he encouraged me to go to be management. And it was just, it was a great time back then, man. May he rest in peace, man. He passed away a couple of years back. It's been sad, you know. I miss him. He was a good dude. But let's get back to the transit situation where technology is phasing out, well, certain positions. And conductor's one of them. You don't necessarily need a conductor to perform um, the task of closing the doors. You got the train operator can do it. So I could see Kathy Hochul maybe thinking along those lines. But I have to agree with the president 100% that uh, that position of conductor, having two-person train, is more of a safety issue than a technology issue. To have those two, one in the top and one in the middle, can cover a full train as far as safety is concerned, right? The operator, when he's operating his train, he doesn't have the time to be worried about um, certain things that might be going on in the back that he can't control. That's where the other person comes in handy, right? Or let's say there's times where they have to derail the train, not derail, uh, um, get off the train to inspect, right? Like let's say somebody pulls the emergency switch. Um, they have to inspect. They have to get off, get down, and check each car. If you only have the operator doing that, it's going to take them twice as long, and service is going to be delayed, delayed, delayed. Right. So for just on that aspect alone, it should be two people, two people driving the train, two people operating the train. I think that's just the best way to go about it. You guys can let me know what you think about it. I understand about the technology, you know, advancing to the point where certain positions might be let go because technology can cover it. I get it, but again, the safety issue I think is more important. So, I, I agree with the union president when it comes to Chirillo, when it comes to that. You know, just so you guys know, this is not a union bashing show. We never been, we never will be. But we understand that. I understand that talking bad and bringing drama could bring me an exorbitant amount of. Is that the right word? I don't think. Where's Rob at when you need him? It could bring me a lot of views, trash in the union and bash. I'm not I'm not that dude. I'm pro union. I've always been pro union. I'll always be pro union. Even though some of the crap they do is fucked up. I will call it out when I see it. But I'm not inherently about trash in the union. So I know I won't get the views for that, but that's okay. I like to bring positivity into the world, man. That's what we about, bro. Positivity. Yeah, so Kathy Hochul has been very busy. Um, I really don't think she's that much of a union lady, and I don't think she cares about um, transit workers at all. I really don't, because she's been promising 500 cops for how long? And where are they? Where are the cops that she's promising? They got the Eagle Tea going on with their new thing with this European style fair evasion tactics and stuff. But where's the 500 cops I keep promising? Yeah, I think even Mayor Adams said that 500 more cops after Kathy said that some years back, and nobody's seen them. Where are they? Where are they? Safety, 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 but not safety for the members. Safety for the public, and that's it. They don't care about you guys. It doesn't seem that way to me. They can prove me wrong if they like, and I'll be more than happy to oblige and take you back. You know what I mean? But they're not. They're not going to do that because they're about the bottom dollar. And in case you guys, so today is January 5th, right? I want to hear from y'all. I don't care if it's after the live or in the comments, but just put it in the comments. Um, what do you guys feel about today's yesterday? No, not today's the 5th. So I think it was the third or the fourth one. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday was the transition of 290 bumped up to $3. $3. Now I kind of feel like y'all may have had it a little bit easier than the past because the past you didn't have Omni. Now you have Omni. So you don't really it doesn't really interact with you and you don't really interact with them when it comes to the fare. Not as much as you used to. They swipe their card or they tap their card and keep it moving, right? So they don't I don't think they maybe realize that the fare went up. So you might not be getting the heat like you used to get. I know I got the heat when they first changed the fare when I was driving. I was getting heat all week because of that. It was crazy. So I want to know if you guys are feeling the pressure right now. Are people coming up to you guys and saying, "Hey, what do you mean $3?" Or "Why are you taking extra money off?" Or "I ain't got it." I want to know if that's happening. I would like to know because they need to know. Every time they raise the fare, it kind of puts you in jeopardy. Right? People get upset. They act like they ain't got it. They ready to fight, and for what? 10 cents or whatever, and they blaming you, right? It's like you just driving the bus. You ain't the one who raises the fare and makes these rules up, right? I kind of feel like that's a lot of people probably going through having some bad days, right? On the bus, the train, maybe uh, the token booth might be getting some heat, but I think that's about it. I don't think they. If there's any operators who are watching, any train operators who are watching, I would like to know if when the fare raises, do you guys get heat? Like, do they come up to the window and be like, "Yo, why you guys raise the fare? You're right." You know what? Do they beef at you or the conductors? Do you guys get the heat when they raise the fare? Because operators get the heat. Like I said, this year might be a little bit different because of the implementation of the Omni card. So it might be a much easier transition because some people just don't pay attention, and so they may not even be knowing that they're paying $3 now until they look at until they go to re up and they say, wait a minute, I should have this much amount. Why is it? And then they'll see that the fare is $3, and then at that point, maybe like a month away from now, because I feel mine's up every month, so it could be interesting to see what happens in a month from now, even if nobody's really saying anything about it. But yeah, $3, y'all, man. I mean, what? I don't know. I don't know. That is crazy. Um, so we got a couple of things down out the way, right? And this is the solo part because it's quiet. I like to have back and forth, but what can you do? That's done. That's done. That's done. Oh, you know what? I wanted to tell you guys. Um, was uh not last week, maybe the week before last, or the show before that one, when I showed the picture of the newly elected officials. There was three positions up, and the people, everybody that won, they took a picture of them swearing in, but one person was missing from the picture. I believe I told you guys that. That was Tanya. She wasn't there, but she got sworn in later on. What day was that? I think it was. Hold on, let me just double check my notes. Where you at, Tanya? See, I knew that was gonna happen. Tanya. Yeah, yeah. It was December. Sorry, it was December 22nd, where Tanya, as you can see here, you had the President Chirillo, you had the Vice President Mr. Kemp, Kemp always looks so tall in these pictures. He's tall, but like in these pictures, he looks like 7'2" and shit. No, I'm just joking. But Kemp always looked tall standing next to people. Remind me not to take a picture next to Kemp. But there you have Tanya being sworn in. I just wanted to give her flowers. I hope she does a really good job. Uh, yeah, I was happy to see that. Happy to see that. I've spoken with Tanya on the phone about some other business, but she seems to be a very nice person, and the people elected her, so she's obviously good at what she's doing. I just hope, like I said with the other guys, that and I don't believe her to be that kind of a person to go to be into the go along, get along gang. Um, I don't see it in her. Well, I only met her over the phone, but I got a good vibe about people. I'm pretty on with my perception of people. I feel people's aura. I could empathize with them, and I could feel their presence. So I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I think Tanya's going to be very, very instrumental in shaping up the culture back to what it used to be, and keeping the union's feet to the fire, because there's no accountability with them right now. Honestly, you know. Take a quick break and talk about my YouTube channel. I'm gonna throw that in there, y'all. I gotta throw it in there because I need y'all to come subscribe. Not only that to my channel, but if you haven't subscribed here to MEP here on YouTube, do me a favor, please. It's free. It's free. Just hit the subscribe button, and then you can hit the bell to give you notifications of when I go live, so you don't have to jot it down. Or if I change, I might end up going live on a different day because of an important guest, whose time might be a little uh, occupied. So I might have to switch a live day to accommodate them if it's important for you guys, right? So hit subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to the minimum of 1,000. We need at least 1,000. That's like the minimum. We're on the road. We're over 500. We're over halfway there. Subscribe. Get your friends to come subscribe. Doesn't Even if they don't know anything about transit. We don't always talk about transit. A lot of the times it's transit issues, but sometimes we go off. I go off now to other things that are important in the world. So take a second, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, put it in a comment. You can say, "Hey, Blunt, the show is trash. Thank you, appreciate it." Put it in a comment. But not only that, subscribe to my channel. Check it out.
On this channel, we don't just watch, we react. We break it down. We vibe. We roast. We celebrate. To go deeper, we're chopping it up on the podcast. Real talk, real laughs, real opinions. Hit that subscribe button. Join the crew. Let's chop it up together.
All right, guys. So appreciate it if you subscribe. It would help me out a lot on my channel, and subscribe to this channel. But let's move on. We have this one is actually for, well, it's not really just for the rookie, but I will encourage the rookies. If any rookie is watching, rookie meaning a year, less than a year, less than 5 years. It depends on which people, because you could be 10 years and they'll still be calling you a rookie. But they have open registration right now. Transit has open registration for the transit. Hold on, let me get it right. Training. Training and upgrading fund. Thank you. They have open registration, and that's right now. Um, that's going to be going on from now to February 23rd. And I encourage you, if you're feeling stagnant on the job, you feel like you can't move up, or you just want to venture to something else, listen, these classes are being paid for by transit, which means you don't have to come out of pocket, right? And there's about 26 different courses. So, and you know, you can look at them and see what piques your interest, and register and take the classes. A lot of these things um, can bump up your salary by just taking the classes and moving on to those fields, right? Um, oh man, yeah. So again, 26 courses. Hold on, where are we at? 26 courses. One of them is actually even English. So do not hablar inglés. That's my little Spanish for the day. You can take that class and get your English perfected, you know. So if you can, listen, subscribe, not subscribe, register and get you what's going on? Register and oh look at that. What's that for the wait a minute. Local hold on, Aaron. Bus worker. Ratified contract. What? Big Bus NY workers ratified contract. Oh, this is just in, folks. I'm getting a message. All right, let me read this out. Let me pause this. Hold on. But yeah, listen. Hold on. Wait. I'm gonna get to you, Aaron, in 1 second. Register. You have till the 22nd. That's what they're doing, right? You see the QR code on the bottom of the screen. I'm gonna enlarge it so you can take a screenshot, or you can actually scan it right now. It'll take you to the uh, course catalog, and look it through, make a educated decision on which one you want, and go for it. Go for it. You're only going to benefit from getting more knowledge. So yeah, the training, the TUF, the training and upgrade fund from Transit. They paying for it. Go for it. All right, now I got a message here. Hold on. It says, y'all hear me? Is this thing on? December 19th, MTA bus, school, private lines, Vice President Danny Diamato announced that members at Big Bus Tours New York, the number one rated hop on, hop off tour bus company by TripAdvisors, have voted to ratify a new contract. This was on December 19th, so it's a little late. But this is the details. Over 20% compounded whoa, wait a minute. I mean, what? Over 20% compounded wage increase over the life of the contract. Top rate reaches $40.28 per hour. Bonuses and first time benefits. They get $500 total ratification bonus. First ever $700 annual longevity bonus for members with 7 or more years of service. First ever $100 annual uniform allowance. First ever new labor management safety committee benefits and time off. 5% employer 401k match. 5%? Holy shit. PTO occurs from date of hire up to 25 days per year, plus 3 additional PTO days for members with 15 years of service. New paid holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. How did they pull that off? With the current administration? Excuse me. Expanded bereavement leave to 4 days pay and first ever pay bereavement day. Then they have all listen, this contract is crazy. Um Aaron, can you do me a favor, please? Can you email that to me? Uh Weekend and guarantees 38-hour weekly guarantees for full-time operators up to 36 hours. Time and a half for all charter work. Overnight charters include a 12-hour guarantee hotel accommodations and $100 per night per diem. New security-based charter list. Wow. Where's our local at? They need to be they need to be oh, so Chirillo's there says finally thank you to President John Chirillo and the local 100 top four for providing the resources necessary to execute and deliver this agreement. Okay. So scratch that where's our local at because they're right there in the mix. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence with this. Let me clarify that. I'm on the fence with it. I think that's a really good contract that they got, and I'm happy for them. Great. But if they could do that for them, then what they gonna do for us? Well, for you guys. I keep saying us, I know. But what they gonna do for you guys? If your contract ain't looking like that, they got 20% compounded wages. Honestly, I'm not sure what compounded means, but 20%, I know what that means. That's bigger than anything we ever got. I think the most we got was 9%. You guys could correct me. As far as my memory serves, that's the biggest we got was 9%. And that's over the course of the contract, of course. What, 20%? And they're getting $40 an hour? They're making more than y'all right now. Some of y'all, not all of y'all. So if the city got money to pay them like that, they got money to pay you guys. Simple as that. Now I know I'm always bitching about not worrying about pay raises and stuff like that, but come on. You can't throw that in the face and then not expect to be asking for another raise. Because they can afford it. And they're constantly doing us dirty with that. So with that, right? Knowing that, having this knowledge in your head, thanks Aaron for that. Having this knowledge in your head, you really need to be going to the mass meeting and letting your voice be heard. So, take this knowledge with you. They got the money. The mass meeting is Saturday, January 24th. The doors will open at 11 and the meeting will start at 1. So you have time. If you're not off, put in for it. Unions, elected officials usually will try to accommodate you if you have to work that day and you tell them you want to get off to go to the mass meeting. They would try. They can't always do it. So don't go in there expecting them to actually do it. I would expect them to not, depending on your seniority, right? If you have enough seniority, the chances are you'll get it. If you're not off, which if you have seniority, you're probably off on a Saturday. You're probably off Sunday, Saturdays, right? If you have enough seniority. I was never a fan of the weekends off because everybody's off. I always enjoyed my Tuesday, Wednesday off because restaurants are emptier, theaters are emptier, places are just empty. It's just a better time to be out. I don't like to be around, big crowds. Big crowds are hazardous. So I don't like to be around them. So yes, mass meeting. Screenshot it, put it in your phone. Tell Siri to remind you. Tell Bixby to remind you. Tell Google to remind you. Tell somebody to remind you. Tell your ex, your wife, your girlfriend, your mistress. Tell them all to remind you about the mass meeting on 24th. Try to attend. The more people attend, the better it is for the union. And the more you have a shot of getting your voice heard. Make sure they know about the issues that matter to you. I understand pay raises is one of them. With this 20%, it'd be one of mine too. But especially the safety issues. They got to do better. They got to do better at protecting you guys on the job because they're not doing a good job. If you had to grade them on a letter grade, A, B, C, D, E, F as being a fail, what would you grade the union right now? What would you grade them when it comes to your safety? A, B, C, D, E, or F. You let me know. Put it in the comments and I'll make sure that they find out about it somehow. So, yeah. All right, so let's move on. I mean, that was a really big shocker for me because I'm like, whoa, that's a goddamn decent contract, man. They got a nice one going on. Did you guys know about the? Sorry, I'm just trying to read. Did you guys know about the affirmative defense bill? You guys hear about that? I'm just finding out about it, so pardon me if I'm a little slow on some of this stuff. But the affirmative defensive bill is for transit workers, right? If you are, let's say you're a dispatcher and you have the dispatcher car and you're doing work and you pull into a bus stop. And then the bus comes behind you, takes a picture of the plate, whatever, sends a ticket. This bill is designed to protect the transit worker from that. So you don't have to go down to court, face these bills and stuff like that. Yeah, you can see that. I can't see it. I can't read it to you guys. You can read it there. I can't read it. I can't see. And I don't remember where. Oh, I know where I got it from. Hold on. You probably finished reading before I even get to it, but give me a second. I'll find it. I should have had this up. There we go. It says here, oof. Oh my God. All right. A state bill was signed Friday. This was December 22nd. Again, I know I'm late. A state bill was signed Friday granting our members affirmative defense when tickets are issued to them for stopping, standing, or parking in bus lanes while they are conducting official transit business in a work vehicle. And I think that's something that needs to be highlighted because you can't go in there with your normal vehicle, even if you're working on transit time. It has to be an official transit work vehicle. So the common sense bill accounts for members who occupy bus lanes to perform work necessary to their job, including traffic checkers and maintenance workers from MOW, CED, or surface departments. Help me out. What's CED? I don't know. I know what MOW is. I never heard of CED. What is that? Or surface departments. So let me know in the comments what a CD is. I don't know what that is. It allows MTA employees operating an authorized employer motor vehicle in a bus lane while doing their jobs to avoid having to show up in court to fight the tickets. I mean, so instances of stopping, standing, or parking in bus lanes to take care of personal business will not be eligible for the affirmative defense. However, takes effect immediately. So, I mean, it is a common sense bill. I'm not sure. I guess they've been having a lot of people have to take off time to go to court to fight these tickets, only to have them dismissed. I don't know. Kinds of feels to me like a little waste of time and energy and money to come up with a bill like this. That's just common sense. Like if a bus takes a picture of a official transit vehicle in the bus lane, when they see that, that should be flagged and dismissed automatically. I, that's just my opinion. Maybe it just doesn't work that way, and they have to go through the process anyway. But uh, I think it's just important for you guys to understand and see and know what's going on. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird little thing, but it is what it is, right? And that was again that was December 22nd. So I'm kind of late with that, right? All right. So again, guys, take the course, the training, the TUF, the training and upgrading fund. Take the course. I've had the visuals on the screen and the barcode. I'll put the barcode up again in case you guys may have missed it. But yeah, scan the barcode and hold on 1 second. I'll get it up there. The QR code. I'm sorry. Scan the QR code. Get it in your phone. Check out the different courses and pick one. I actually know I have a friend. I don't know. She may not consider me a friend anymore, but I have a friend. Who took it, and she works now in a different field of the field that she took her course in, and she's making a lot more money doing it, and she's happier. So I suggest, I highly suggest you guys take the course. Scan the code again, or take a screenshot so you can scan it and take the fun, take the classes. Registration is open till February 23rd. All right. Take the courses. February 23rd is the last day to register. So I would encourage you all to take a class. Some of y'all need to take English. All right. So listen, that's everything I got ready to cover that I wanted to cover. All right. Is it? Yeah. Promotion. Yep. Yeah. All right. I covered all my stuff. Normally it's probably I probably wouldn't have got through all this stuff because like the back and forth, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna take these last remaining minutes to address Pete's departure from the show. I want to be candid with you guys too. I like to keep it a buck. I understand Pete's departure. It becomes the show. Doing the show can be overwhelming sometimes, right? Especially when you're not getting paid. Especially, I think that helps a lot. But doing the show, it can be overwhelming. We put so much effort into the show and trying to keep you guys entertained at the same time and not bore you like today. But and so sometimes you just don't want to do it. especially when you put in a lot of work and it just doesn't reach the people you think it should be reaching. 40,000 whatever employees of New York City Transit. That's what I want to reach. When we reach 100, maybe 1,000, it can deflate your ego 100%. It can deflate you, period, because you putting in work, and it doesn't seem to be appreciated. But I understand the importance of the show. I understand the importance of some of the guests that we have. Almost all of our guests are, no, almost, all of our guests are important, but some have more significance than others. It's not coming out right. Let me just shut up about that. So, guests are important. The show's important. We want to bring joy to you and your families when we do the show. I don't want to just sit here and just mouth off news and stuff. You can watch the news for that. I want to have fun with you guys on, even when it's serious issues, we can laugh about certain things. But I also want to make sure that you're aware of other things. And I know that, and this is coming from you guys, that these rookies that are coming in, they're not respectful enough of the job or the people in it. They come in thinking they own it. They've been there for 20 years when they don't know nothing. But that's also because a lot of the OGs are gone. The ones that would take you under the wing and school you, they're gone. And so we need the OGs that are there now to step it up, but they're just a different breed, But listen, I know yesterday I said, I don't know, maybe in a month I might not want to. We have this program till September, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna continue to do the show. I try to bring on some important guests, and also want to make it enjoyable to watch, not just boring. And some issues may not be about transit. If they're really popular, I'll talk about it. If they're gonna give us a buzz, I'll talk about it. But I do want it to be transit oriented. It has to be transit oriented because things need to be said. People need to be kept a brief of certain other things that they might not be able to get from other people. But it's certain things that, like, if you're looking for me to bash the union, that would only happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but that would only happen if they really do something fucked up or foul. I will bring it up, not to make an enemy of them, but just to point out their flaws and let everybody else know what's going on. You guys know that media has been attacked for a long time and is still being attacked. And people on YouTube and other platforms, they're taking them away because of things that they're saying. Take mines away. Take it away. Because I'm not gonna stop talking. I'm not gonna stop bashing if you fuck up. I'm gonna call it out as it is. Spade's a spade. So yeah, I ain't going nowhere. I would try to make it a little bit more exciting. Just give me some time. I'm gonna come up with a new intro theme for the channel. But yeah, it's gonna be a little while for the transition. I appreciate everybody who's watching, guys. Again, listen, you need anything from the store, let me know. But I appreciate you guys watching, chiming in. I always enjoy the conversations that we have, and I'm glad that you guys choose to join. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Monday nights or Sunday night. Well, you guys let me know if I should change the day to Sunday, Tuesday, or Thursday. You let me know. Or stay me. If you want me to stay here on Mondays, that's fine. I'll stay. But Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, it's when I'm eyeing to move the show. Same time, 7 o'clock. I think that's fine. Unless you guys want like an earlier time, I want to pick the best time I can get the most people to watch. Just makes makes it more fun when I have more people to go back and forth with. Some of you guys may not agree with everything I say, but that's cool. I appreciate that. I love to go back and forth. And again, anytime you feel like you want to join the show and talk about something important, just shoot me an email, right? I'll put it in the description. And so with that, I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead. I appreciate you guys watching, man. It's been fun. First official show going solo. Um, and that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. Next was please. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, God willing. And let's go. Later, guys. Appreciate it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.